I love surprises. I mean, why would I want to spoil the future? I'm sure it'll be wonderful.
The ending of the new Descendants film, The Rise of Red, concluded rather quickly with the audience still feeling like there was more story to tell. Unlike the other films where things don't go precisely as Mal and the other VKs planned, The Rise of Red differs, with every problem seemingly resolved by the end credits. The abrupt ending leaves fans wondering how things could have gone differently and what other conclusions could have provided more depth for the story's ending. In today's video, we will discuss 6 alternate endings for the newest installment of Descendants that could have left the audience on the edge of their seats.
But as its captain, I'm proud to be charting a new course into a bright future.
Number 1. The Queen of Hearts still being evil. Many fans expected the ending to be the Queen of Hearts still tormenting Auradon, set on controlling the city and its citizens. Seeing her completely change into the same girl she was in high school was almost disappointing, and it posed many questions for Red and the future she was returning to. Since all she had known was a life of torment from her mother, how would she leave everything in the past and move on to new beginnings? Although the girls tried their best to fix their future and ensure no one else got hurt from their mistakes, their failure would have caused them to go back and try again, possibly causing even more trouble for their future. Although her mom blamed her past for why she was so evil in their future, there is a chance she could have been lying. Having such a cruel prank pulled on you would cause problems for anyone, but it couldn't have been the only reason Bridget decided to turn to a life of evil. Knowing this, there's a chance she could have been faking once the girls got back, or if anything else happened after Red and Chloe stopped the prank, the timeline could have corrected itself, resulting in Bridget becoming evil anyway. As the Queen of Hearts is known in every iteration as an evil force, we can't assume that Bridget's mother behaved according to these stories. It's possible that Bridget learned to be a cruel and distant mother due to her life in Wonderland, as she claimed she was homeschooled before attending Merlin Academy. Her childhood may have had similarities to Red's, eventually leading to her future as an evil queen. Unfortunately, Bridget's home life wouldn't have changed even though Red and Chloe stopped Uliana's prank.
I find that outfit offensive.
I wish being me didn't offend you.
Number 2. Red and Chloe trapped in the past. Although we saw the girls save the day from Uliana and her gang of villain kids, there's still a chance they could have escaped detention and attended Castle Coming. Since Chloe and Red didn't take the time to attend the party themselves, there's no telling what could have happened in their absence, and they could have wrongly accused Uliana of being the sole person to pull the prank on Bridget. Since their mistake would have resulted in the future staying the same, they could have become trapped until they figured out the true story, something far different from what their moms had told them. When Chloe and Red first arrive in the past, they start by fighting, pulling the stopwatch back and forth from each other until they agree to work together. If the watch had been damaged at that moment or later in the film, they could have been trapped forever, or it could have been until one of them found another way to return to their time. However, living in the past would have given them a better idea of how their parents grew up, and that knowledge could have continued to change them both for the better.
And the only person who says bibbidi bobbidi boo is fairy godmother. Maybe she's not a godmother yet.
Number 3. Uliana stealing the book. The fight in Merlin's office was one of the best scenes in the film. It showed the magic hidden around the campus, and how different Auradon Prep and Merlin Academy were from one another, especially with the use of magic on school grounds. When Uliana and her friends opened the Sorcerer's Cookbook, fans were relieved to see them frozen in retaliation, allowing Chloe and Red to accomplish their mission. However, if their intentions had been different or someone other than Uliana had opened the book, the VKs could have escaped with the cookbook, allowing them to follow through with their plan and prevent the future from changing. There's also reason to believe that Uliana and her friends got away with what they had planned, since their intentions would have remained the same had Red and Chloe not been there. If the cookbook only opens for good people, how could they have read it in the past and ruined Bridget's future? Since Chloe and Red didn't stay behind to ensure Uliana got what she deserved, there is still a chance things ended the same way they did before Red or Chloe's interference.
See what kind of mischief you got for me.
Number 4. Ella turning to the evil side. Chloe and Red's purpose for traveling to the past was to ensure the Queen of Hearts changed her ways and left her life of evil behind her. Since they were both so focused on accomplishing that goal, they failed to realize other things that could have affected the future the entire time. Chloe was surprised to see the life her mom had lived before becoming royalty, and because of this she made life harder for Bridget a few times. However, they bond in the end, and there's no telling what kind of life Ella lived between then and their future. Since Bridget seems to have a crush on Prince Charming in high school, she could have ended up with the boy instead of her friend, especially if Uliana never pulled the prank that caused Bridget to leave Merlin Academy. This would have changed a lot for both of their stories, and although the girls successfully saved Bridget from a lousy future, they could have doomed Ella to one. Without her prince, Ella would have remained under her stepmother's rule, which would have ruined her life and made even a good person evil. If this were the case, we could see Red having the life she dreamt of, but Chloe's entire life changed. At the film's end, it seems like Cinderella is a princess, but her stepmother may have married her into an even worse family.
Ella, hi. Nice to meet you.
Number 5. Everything changing in the future. When Maddox first gives Red the stopwatch, he warns that using time travel to fix her problems could have disastrous consequences for her in her future. Red, of course, does not listen to him and steals the time travel machine for herself, which seemingly is what they need to stop her mom from destroying everyone's lives. Although the girls seemingly fix the future by helping Bridget with her past, there's no way we can know that for sure. It would make sense for everything to be different when they return home, since a straightforward change affects everything like a domino effect. We could have seen Auradon utterly different than when they left, or with key people such as Uma and the fairy godmother absent from the scene. A significant alternation may have led to some characters from the past, like Maleficent and Hades, from staying together or having children. Mal would have never been born without this crucial detail, nor would she have helped Ben change Auradon for the better. There's also a chance that Chloe and Red were never born, or that their childhoods were completely different. Red in particular should have received new memories after returning to the present, because she has now grown up with a kind and loving mother. Changing simple things in the past would have affected their lives up until that point, which could have changed their memories and made them forget what happened to send them down that path in the first place. Like Maddox warned, messing with the future always has consequences, and it would have been nice to see some of them in the end. Although Uma warned that things weren't as they seemed, waiting for another film would take a long time, and having the answers in the 4th movie would have been better for fans.
Am I hallucinating, or did my mom just grow a heart?
And put on something respectable.
Number 6. Merlin finding out about Chloe and Red. Chloe first intended to tell Merlin what they were up to, asking for his help since he would have been the only one to believe them or offer guidance. Although Red convinces her not to do it, things could have been very different if Chloe had done it anyway. For starters, they wouldn't have struggled as much with stealing the cookbook, and Merlin could have talked to Uliana and her friends about what they were planning to do. Merlin could have played an essential role in the film, and some fans hoped he would. If the girls are forced to return to the past again in a 5th installment, we could hope they will go to the man, since his knowledge of magic seems to outshine anyone in his time or anyone from the present.
I'm Principal Merlin, so I should have received papers. Now, is it my book? I don't know.
By messing with the past, Chloe and Red could have changed many things in their future, causing different alternate endings to form. Seeing everything wrapped in a bow in the end almost doesn't make sense, and that's why some of the other endings could have been better. For now, fans are waiting to hear about another film, as many suspect these alternate timelines will come to fruition, changing Auradon forever.
What about my mom? You sentenced her to death.
Maybe not my finest moment, but I'm gonna fix it.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
I was homeschooled too, until I came here, so, don't worry. You'll get used to it.